Well, I just had ATL Jacob on my show, which you've interviewed as well.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of our interview, he pulled off something very interesting.
Wow.
Well, I'll play you the clip.
Somebody ever told you sound like Drake?
Like Drake?
Yeah, like your voice like.
I've never heard that.
Sing your Drake verse.
A Drake verse? Okay.
I'm telling you, or no, just say, yeah, I'm about my rocks. My racks.
My racks.
I'm telling you.
I sound like Drake.
Man, the voice, like.
I've never heard that before. I mean, I believe you, shit. You got a producer here, so you know.
Man, your voice.
Next time Drake can't make it to the studio, man, just hit me up. I'll spit a couple bars. Just give me my writing credit. I'll be good.
Oh, God.
I was literally just about to say that. The Rap Radar interview, your voice sounds like Drake in an interview setting. Because, by the way, Drake is amazing with code switching. Like you hear Drake on some of these records.
Yeah, you got Jamaican Drake. You got
everything.
British Drake.
Everything. You know what I mean? Like, you have Drake just hooch. What's really good with Drake is that interview, and that Rap Radar interview he did is really, like, huge.
Yeah.
You guys do have, like the inflection is similar. I can see it.
Yeah. At first, I didn't hear it at all. When he said it, I'm like, whatever. You just, it's going to get in the comments. Everyone's going to say he don't know what he's talking about. And then once the clip started to hit social media, you know, everyone in the comments was like, yo, he does. I can't unhear it. Yo, he sounds just like Drake, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I heard the side by side, I'm like, oh, it's like a timbre in our voice. It's like a certain, I don't know, is it like a Jewish thing or something or what?
I can't comment on that.
I don't know, man.
You ain't get me caught up.
I don't know. I don't know if there's something. I mean, listen.
No. I think
his mom is Jewish. See, my mom is Jewish. So maybe it's that.
I'll tell you what I think it is, though. I think you guys have a particular. By the way, Drake is one of those people. That's why I say code switching. When Drake talks, if you hear him at like the announcers table at the Raptors game, he enunciates very well. Like a lot of times people don't realize there's a lot of rappers who dumb down their enunciation to make shit rhyme or catch a melody or just seem hip. I've done it. You know what I mean? Like if you hear me, if I'm just reading, like you're not going to hear some of the stuff that might make you laugh. Like I have almost a different voice and a different slangs for that. When you guys kind of speak, it's kind of like similar like that.
Yeah. And it kind of like once it really dawned on.
You can do an audiobook for him.
What's that?
You can do an audiobook for Drake.
Yeah?
Yeah, if he wrote it, you just read it. People wouldn't even notice the difference.
Wow, that's crazy.
The laugh, though, the Vlad laugh and the Drake laugh is different.
Okay, fair enough. But what was interesting is it kind of got me thinking for a second. I said, wow, if our voices are that similar, imagine if we had made different life decisions as teens or in our 20s or 30s. Like, what if I had pursued rap seriously and he had gotten into doing interviews? Could we have been as successful as the other doing what we do each other? You see what I'm saying?
I completely get it.
You see what I mean? Not to say that I'm a great artist or a rapper or a writer, or I can't sing for shit. But I'm saying, like, if I had said, okay, at 19, I'm going to be a rapper and I'm going to devote all my time to rapping and getting better and takes vocal lessons and everything else like that.
Well, here's the thing. And this is why it's so important where when people analyze someone's success, like I believe a big part of why I'm successful was timing. If we put you in Toronto and you swap places with Drake at that like time period and you were doing music, first of all, music then, they would just look at you singing and just be like, this is whack.
Yeah.
You put Drake, right? In your position,
right,
doing media at that point, right? And when he's of that age, right? People are gonna look at it like, well, other people are doing it already. There's nothing that like you. The reason why you worked, you hit at the right time during where you were from, and he hit at the right time.
Yeah, and we also looked ahead. So much of success is not living for the moment, not to do a YOLO kind of life. Like, okay, like I have a multi-year plan. I'm working towards something that's not going to happen for 5, 10, maybe even 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, both of us set on our paths. And listen, I'm very happy with how I ended up. Like the 19-year-old Vlad would really be impressed with the 49-year-old Vlad.
That's why regrets is hard to really talk about like on a qualitative level. For example, I seen someone try to, and that's what we talk about basketball, right? I heard someone say, well, Rasheed Wallace, who was a very popular player back in the day, they said if he was playing now, he would be one of the top 5 players competing with Giannis because his play style, and he's a way better shooter, and he plays the 4, is of that. Back then, the idea of like the stretch 4 wasn't that popular. Like 3-point shooting just wasn't like, it wasn't as nowadays as everyone does it.
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Exactly. So it's like, imagine putting someone like Steph Curry back in the day. Granted, I know he shoots great, but like
it was a different game. Yeah.
The way coaches like train the team is like you dribble the ball up the court, you throw it to the big guy. The big guy got to touch the ball, right? Now he's just going past half court, chucking it, turning around, doing like a little cha-cha and going back down. Again, he'd be on the bench first play. He would never become Steph Curry. So timing definitely matters. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? If you could go back to that time, right? If you go back to that time when he popped off, and shit, you had his musical talent, probably would have worked.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes people don't realize some of these random things that end up happening and contributing to our success.
The people he met. If he didn't meet,
of course,
what's his name?
If he didn't meet 40, if he didn't meet Oliver, like these are people. Shit, if they didn't meet Cortez Bryant, which introduced him to Wayne,
a lot of things came together.
If Wayne wasn't at that point of his career to say, "Yo, hey," there's a time Wayne was just killing everything, but Wayne's seen this guy and Wayne put him on his shoulder, and then Wayne went to jail. Yeah. If Wayne doesn't go to jail and Wayne is hogging all the, not that he's that type of artist, but he's hogging all the limelight, does Drake really get a chance to flourish?
I mean, look, if YouTube never came out in 2008, if it came out 5 years later, I may have just said, fuck it, like this hip hop shit ain't working, let me go do something else. And then by the time it comes around, I'm not even in the mix anymore. I just happened to be in the mix when it came around, and I'd been doing DVDs. So it was a transition. It was a natural transition, and it was an easy transition for me. And yeah, I mean, look, shout out to Drake, man. We're both happy where we are, but it's just the whole voice that really bugged me out because I never thought about it before. So shout out to ATL Jacob and those super producer ears, man.
That's a good ear too. That's a good ear.